Good morning, boys and girls, friends, lovers, children of all ages. Not much. How you doing?
Long time no see.
Yeah, well, we're all busy running around.
I hear that.
You guys to show up somewhere some days is also a traumatic experience.
Yeah. Who?
A star?
Star? Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, the idea that you're not running on the weekends is part of
Oh,
it.
for sure. Yep. And nights too.
Yeah, well, I had a guy at our Sunday morning feed kicked out of the hospital in a wheelchair, no underwear, just scrubs.
I hate when they do that.
In the weather.
Yeah.
Right? And
that cold weekend? It was like 1 degree or something.
2 Sundays ago.
Yeah. 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 It was a freezing cold weekend.
Yeah. And we actually had a lady officer come and work with us quietly, discreetly, and it worked out well. But this is this site here. Yesterday, I hear there was a dozen officers, firefighters, and others pre-displacement with some incident that went down. So I came out this morning to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But hey, why don't you? We're live anyway. Your voice is here, so tell us about how Star's going, and tell us. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Chris Richardson. Yeah, doing Star. I think what are we at now? 8, 9 months?
Something in that range.
Yeah, but it's going very well for the pilot. Very excited for kind of the next step.
So for those who don't know, Star is the police department's reclaiming of the Dasher program, which is modeled after Cahoots. Dasher and its formulation was actually something that started back in like the mid 2013, 2014, when residents of Denver communities went to Eugene, Oregon to study the Cahoots program and actually start building plans to model it out. So these things take quite a long time.
Yep.
But you were a social worker.
Yep.
With the STAR program. And that means basically that you're replacing somebody whose primary duty uniform includes a badge, maybe a bulletproof vest, a gun on their hip, and whose work mentality is supposed to be focused on eliminating crime.
Right.
How is your job different?
I think the goal is to be able to send the right response to the right situation, and people in, behavioral health distress, whatever that might look like to that individual. We want to be able to send someone that can kind of have a trauma-informed lens, a cultural appropriate lens, being able to do that harm reduction and being able to really make sure that we're meeting that need of that individual more holistically and socially versus with the law enforcement.
And I appreciate that. Good morning. I haven't seen Viria or anybody yet, but I just got here.
On the table.
Yeah, I don't have one with me, unfortunately. Right. I'm sure there'll be some here shortly, though.
Right on. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. For 8 years, we've been calling for people who live on the street to first be receiving the opportunity of housing or services before the threats of violence are put out upon them. With the STAR program, that's the intent, right? We're going to try to offer you connectivity to services.
Yeah, and I think that's where the community partnerships and collaboration really is. How do we unite as a community and figure out when someone is saying, I need this access to this service, how do we make sure that that person has immediate access instead of siloing kind of the services around the city?
Yeah, I think that's a big breakthrough that's coming, and I'm really excited to see it. On an average week, can I'm just curious, like what's it like for you? What are you finding? Housing for people? Are you getting them mental health care? Are you connecting them with places to get their driver's licenses or to store their property while they go get a job? What's it really like?
I think each situation is very different. You know, we've had a lot of people that have accessed behavioral health care, a lot of people that have accessed community organizations that sole focus is the housing component. You know, we've had great partnerships with the VA when we have contact with veterans in the community, being able to partner. You know, sometimes it's just service providers in the community that can't locate an individual, and if we happen to be able to locate them and they say, hey, I'm with this entity, we're able to get in touch with that entity and kind of bridge that gap and transport them as needed, to make sure that that services. And I say the VA just because we've had the most success with. VA is looking for this veteran to be able to house them immediately. They just haven't been able to find them, and so
And mostly because of these traumatic displacements, people are moving around.
just the movement in general.
Right. Do you think this is a model that you want to see nationwide?
Absolutely, 100%. And I think in the past 8 months, I think we've had great conversations with a numerous amount of cities throughout the nation. I know Dasher's been in conversations with other cities. We've been in conversation. I think we want Denver's model we want to be able to give as much information and education and say this can work in any community in the nation, and we want to really foster that knowledge to make it happen.
Very good, Chris. I appreciate your time out here this morning. I'm sure you have some people that you may need this service.
I'm hoping.
Or help with. So we appreciate your time, and I definitely appreciate your sustainable beverage container.
It's good to see that.
It's good to see you as well. Thank you.
Oh, then they can go around. Okay, all right.
Good morning.
What's that? Are you trying to get to the table? Yeah, I'll walk you through, sir.
Can I walk through with you as well?
As long as you're nice today. How you been?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for getting some people some vouchers the other day.
Yeah, we try. I think you know that. We really do.
Well, you know.
Oh, watch out if this guy's backing up.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of.
Okay, let's go on the sidewalk.
I'm following you, boss. Well, it's pretty exhausting getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to come experience this on a regular basis.
I love early mornings.
Oh, I love early mornings too. It's just that my conscience and my spirit get weighed heavy with the abuse on society and this regular landfilling of people and their property. See, that's Wolf's house right there.
No, he's in the other one.
Or Bear? Maybe that's Bear's. I did. Yeah. That's true. And there's a whole vacant lot here. Seems like it'd be a great spot for people to live.
Only Brian can get in.
No, it was this kid right here.
Hey, how are you?
This gentleman.
Yo, this is Brian.
So I'm curious, how many vouchers did you bring today?
We are getting people inside and indoors, as many people as we possibly can. As many people as are willing to go. We will get them inside in one way or another.
Tomorrow, when the snow's on the ground, will you sweep? Because I know you have another sweep scheduled.
No, there's nothing tomorrow.
Yes, there is. What are you talking about?
There's nothing tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, that got canceled. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's canceled.
Okay. Well, we got that on your body camera, so that's great.
Email, or is that on the website, or is that?
I'm not sure how they communicated that.
So we just heard. We'll see if they keep a promise that. Hey, Brian, I got a few people on this. Tell us what's going on.
Well, what we have here is a
So they were like, you know what,
location where people are
there's
residing on
not
the
one tomorrow. They
tree
pulled all the
line.
signs. If you were to go over there,
I did go over
there
Sidewalk.
shouldn't be any signs left.
in the Denver metropolitan area.
Well, yeah, they do.
currently-
By the way, see what's something that's happening.
Yeah, no, there should not be any of
Shit. Go ahead, keep
We can't
going.
even get to our shit.
You can't even get to this shit.
And they got babies.
And they got
We
babies.
got the really nice neighbors who help with camp as well.
Oh.
Right.
They got babies.
Sorry.
Ooh, that's a little rough. So, what we have here is a traumatic displacement of individuals
Including yourself.
whose lives are equated to what they can carry and what belongs according to society as part of the consumption of waste process. There's a landfill receptacle deliverance device here, a box, a crusher, a garbage truck, and it's taking people's personal excess property that they cannot personally maintain or that is greater than the 3 recycling 55-gallon totes, so it equates to about 150 gallons worth of space that they provide in volume of these garbage cans for those who want to store their stuff.
Why is the fence up, Brian?
The fence is up because they have to reign authority over human beings, and they have to say, you, the public, are
Hey,
not
sister,
allowed
how are you?
to participate.
You good? No, I don't, but I'll get you some. You have a cigarette?
No.
I mean, you mind being on camera? So,
You do that. I knew that was.
so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
There's a woman, so she has a baby. The kid's not in there, is it?
Well, the kid's currently in there, isn't it? Either they were getting dropped off for a house that's in this fenced off area.
Hey, Chinook, Chinook Fund, Social Justice Fund, and Barkley Jones is coming, so I want you to talk to her. So you
Okay,
ready?
yeah,
Can I
give me
put
a
you
hand.
on?
Do that.
You dead?
I want you to see. Good morning. There's Yuria with her bottles and blankets and bags and food and coffee. For those of you who are contributing to the cause, one of these coffee carafes is not like the other because you bought it at Goodwill Outlet World. One of these carafes came from Goodwill Outlet World.
Yeah. Yep.
The one that I gave you the other day. And I've got more water bottles in the car. Good morning.
Good morning. Great.
I
Yep.
suck.
Now I bring green tea too. Honey. So we have a selection. Hot cocoa, coffee, green tea with honey.
More holistic.
Yeah. Some people like it. I started doing that before and nobody drank it, but then the other day somebody brought some and they liked it. So
We'll see how it
Alright.
goes.
we'll see.
That's right. Good morning.
Morning. Somebody brought pancakes and donuts from Voodoo. We have really come down, have breakfast.
Come down and have breakfast with the dozen peace officers, firefighters. Another more. Actually, we kind of outnumber them today, it feels like. That's why the fence is up, folks, because they're outnumbered.
Yeah.
Or so they can just sit in their cars and hang out and talk to each other without their masks on.
We should have seen them all get out of their car when I drove up. I parked right here to unload and they got really.
Oh, I bet you. So this truck here is discharging these garbage waste receptacles. They're 55 gallons apiece, and that's what people get to store their property in. Police officers, as you know, are above the law of the land, the law of transmission, or maybe just this little woman officer here is more disrespectful of her fellow officer because she's not wearing a mask, but he is. So there's that. But there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another cop on the side. That's 9. There's another cop there. That's 10. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 civilian.
DPD total. There's a couple more around somewhere.
Oh, there's what?
There's 12 DPD total. I think there's 19 city employees here.
19 taxpayers,
Yeah.
and 12 of them are peace officers, which means 6 people is how many people it takes. 7 people to clean up an encampment, because the officers don't touch shit. if you've been paying attention to the news, Denver Homeless Out Loud did file with their lawyers, I believe, a notice the other day that they're looking for clarification of the court's rules because the city just doesn't know how to obey them. And if we can, in the distance, you can see that "We Deserve to Survive" banner on the house behind the garbage truck. I wonder how many times these officers get COVID tested because they always are breathing on each other. This is the human property consumer. They call it Bobcat. A lot of it's just solid waste, but most of it's just human belongings.
So how many departments do we have? 1, 2, 3, probably 4.
We got STAR, you got DP, which is a Department of STAR. You have Public Works, Transportation and Infrastructure, the DPD. That's definitely cool. Oh yeah, you got Public Health, and you got the Fire Department. It's 6 departments, 6 agencies.
So that's why it's so hard for the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's well. There may be a few people that are going to need help for like stuff like that.
In this process.
Mostly my fault, right? So
Several of these people have vehicles that will load up the property. See that piece of that sign that's for sale? Church or nonprofit bought that land. They could set up that vacant lot as a temporary stall home or something. That's kind of what we think. methodology to it, right? The problem is you could have people living on the sidewalk and people live on rails. Keep their trash picked up on a regular schedule instead of in an organized fashion. I did a month. That's a long time. In the game of leapfrog, the city has a history of 14 days after a place shuts up. So it depends. Right now, you get right? So they're one of these people with they snap. They're not. They haven't gone back. Pretty much where cops were here yesterday. They were here stressing people out several days. Yeah, I think that violence is why the fence is up, right? Because when you show up with a dozen of your community, if a dozen Bloods or a dozen Crips gangs, that dozen members of a gang showed up armed in their colors and started pushing people around and kicking them out of their homes, that would be a problem, right? So the perception of armed representatives of the city coming down on people and moving them dramatically, displacing them week after week, month after month. This guy in the blue tent right here, Wolf is his name. Now, I think he's been out here for 5 years, unable to get housing, unable to have a physical location. He moves a month here, 2 months there. He has a better effort because of the way he's able to set up a relationship with his neighbors, that they tend to have an encampment that lasts a little bit longer. But I was out here 3 weeks. I guess it's been a month or so, a little longer.
Anybody have a cigarette?
Uh,
I have some. I'll go get them in my car. I have some too. Oh, you want me to grab some? Sure. Okay. Sure.
so where's he gonna go next? And how does his situation change the next time? It doesn't. And that's the problem.
Well, a lot of these guys have been swept 10, 15 times already.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Wolf was at Arkin. Ray was at 22nd and Wadi and 22nd and Arapahoe. I mean, I've moved him at least 4 times.
Yep.
Wilfredo, he just got swept 2 weeks ago from 22nd and Stout. Now he's here getting swept again.
By the way, this is Anna. Who's from What? That's a fun little.
Jordan's been
It's
swept numerous times.
the last.
I actually helped start this camp. So Jordan And Eric and Ray and Wolf were the first ones here. When 23 from Arapahoe, they didn't know where to go. My daughter lives right next door. And I knew there was an empty lot. And my daughter has been homeless. She's also on the MDA tag board, so I knew she would be okay. So she's been providing support. They've been helping her as well, helping her with light garbage. And they help bring the garbage out, take the garbage cans back for her. My grandkids made them all Christmas presents this year, or last year.
So, that's all that I've never seen before. What will happen to the house?
So
They're not here, they're going down.
if they're not here, they get dumped. If they find something which they deem hazardous, they will destroy the whole pet and everything else. Even if the owner is here.
So if somebody's insulin dependent diabetic and there's a needle in there,
If there's a needle in a Sharps container properly disposed, they will destroy the whole thing.
No, if they are here.
If there's nothing that's hazardous inside of it or around it, then they're given the opportunity to take it down. Sometimes they offer storage. Excuse me, not offer storage before, but usually they have storage, which is what those are over there. Storage can be a little tricky. A lot of folks who put their things in storage are unable to receive them because they say they just don't exist. And I've never seen anyone go through the reimbursement process. Remember Homeless Out Loud? Yeah. Website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And we have a weekly community meeting every Wednesday at 4:30 at our building. That's open to everybody.
Somebody would buy it.
So here's the problem is that insurance companies won't cover it. So we actually had a good conversation with the current property owner, which is the Greater AME Church. And the Greater AME Church is very supportive of our work. And so we asked Reverend Tyler if it was okay for people to be here. He actually said it wasn't a problem for him. We asked him if they could move on to the lot, and he said he would get back to us. When he got back to us, he said that it was his insurance that would allow that. So they were open to the idea. We were going to keep it at a limited number and provide porta potties and trash service to coordinate with them, but it was their insurance carrier that won't allow folks to be living in there without insurance. And so, yeah, so that was also one of the issues with the
Right, you knew about that too.
that was one of the big hurdles that they had to overcome. Well, it's not.
So people moving from this area, like, they just go from their place.
He's in line for housing. He's been waiting for housing at least 3 months that I know of. I've had several outreach workers contact me to get him housing.
yeah, basically.
And he's still waiting.
I'm gonna
And so while he's waiting, he just keeps getting stuck and getting stuck.
Because that's the special key that most people don't recognize is that the EHS officers that often deal with that.
And then this guy right here. And he's at every school. Yes. Every school. He gets to a big bucket.
So what's the mayor's chief staff name? I can't remember.
Ribbon dryer.
Evan Dryer. So he's right there in the blue kind of puffy jacket. He comes to most of these events.
All of them.
Most all of them, yes, definitely. And he usually has a garbage driver. She's picking up like one bag of trash the whole time he's here.
Or he'll take propane. Propane. Propane tank. He'll take the propane tank. Yeah.
Because they can't go in the landfill. But they have value. The cash value, $20 a piece or some shit, like something like that. It's definitely not trash service. Not Marley. I don't know. That's okay.
Oh, they usually do.
There we go. Whole tent getting thrown away. And that's why all the cameras are so damn important. Because what you did just see there, Janet, was a person's whole house being loaded into the garbage can. I mean the garbage truck. Good morning, everybody. We are here, by the way, at Downing and 27th, Marion and 27th, technically. This is a traumatic displacement of the unhoused occurring live before your eyes. Morbid Angel, Porter Farmer, Captain Nemo, Libich 420, James Jacobson. We're glad you're all here, having a good conversation this morning. Peanut Butter 19. And Marine Vet Mom, I see you there as well. So this is what it looks like, folks. This is the traumatic displacement of our neighbors. You've been here, you've seen Wolf, who's been at multiple encampments over the years. and his situation isn't going to get any better today. Another traumatic displacement in the works.
Poor girl, I'm gonna go on my couch. She's like, I can't for a long Oh, I love it. I love it. I just posted it. I was like, yeah, yeah. I love it. I'll make a video of that. But then, well, it's second day. Are you gonna have? Oh, hell yeah. I was like, please. I was like, sure. So, and my yeah, no, I can't believe that, like, Meg has no symptoms. So I was, yeah, I was like, oh, no. What's up, that? Because I posted it. Oh.
So this guy is with the property management company that has this property here and a couple other ones.
No, he's got this
Oh, not
property
that one.
here.
He's the property manager.
I get all the.
I'm not trying to even put it on my camera.
Yeah, no. I don't know why anybody asked like that's not my fucking house. Later, asshole. Go fuck yourself, old man. Hey, you could do an interview on Ayashi, Brian.
Huh?
You could do an interview on Ayashi. She lives right next door.
Oh, absolutely. Gladly. Good morning. You tell the people, let's start with who you are, why you're out here this morning, and how this fence impacts you.
My name is Ayashi Cornelius. I am out here because I do not agree with this gate, and I actually live right behind where there's gate.
Is that your house where there's a banner on the porch?
Sure.
And how has having a community of people living outside on the sidewalk impacted your life?
Makes me sad. I have two children. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. And my 6-year-old goes out there and gives them apples every day.
Okay, so your 6-year-old's out there providing food and a relationship.
She likes them. I don't have an issue with them being there. They don't bother me. I don't understand what the city's issue is, especially because I've never complained, and they're right in front of my house. My neighbors right next door to me have not complained. My landlord talked to us about it, asked us if we had an issue. Both of us tenants on each side of the duplex, both of us said we did not have an issue with the unhoused community in front of the property. So I don't understand all of this.
So we just spoke to a property manager of some of this land, and he's excited about this traumatic displacement. But it sounds to me like you would actually rather people stay where they're at, unless what happens? Like he wants them just gone. In your mindset, what should be happening today?
I don't think that they should be, one, I don't think the city should be moving them. I think the city should be helping them. I think the city spends money on more dumbass shit than they need to when they should be using that money to help people like this.
There's a vacant lot over here.
Yeah, I tell them I like
Do you know about that lot and what could it be used for these people?
to my knowledge, I thought a church owned it. Up until recently, there was not a sign in the lot. That for sale sign was put up within the last like 4 days.
Really?
Yes.
So there's a church that owns that property. We could be utilizing that for people to live on.
Yeah, it's empty.
So we actually called that church. It's the Greater AME Church, and we spoke to Reverend Tyler. I spoke to him personally, and he stated that he really didn't have an issue with the folks that were just outside of the lot. I asked him if he would be open to the people moving into the lot, if we could keep the numbers contained. We had agreed on 9 tents, and that Denver Homeless Out Loud would provide porta
Toilets.
potty and garbage service, and also talk to the neighbors and try to facilitate, coordinate, and manage. And it sounded like Greater AME Church was open to it, but they had an issue with their insurance. Their insurance wouldn't cover it.
Well, how do we find out what? Watch out for your backside. Where the SOS camps are insured.
So that's a good question. We did reach out to Cole Chandler to try and find that out, but we're unable to reach him for that information. But certainly that is one of the big hurdles, is the insurance coverage.
So we've got to figure out what companies are allowing these SOS camp. What special policy? It's probably a special indemnity policy for the life of the
And I'm
encampment.
sure it's something temporary as well. I mean, these are not meant, we don't want people permanently living outside, obviously. We
Right.
want them to be housed. But in the meantime, what do we do?
No, and we put in the SOS option several years ago through city council to allow for nonprofits like churches to be compassionate and to have tiny homes in their parking lots on their properties, temporary living, so that we could provide humanitarian services while finding long-term solutions.
Some other states are doing that as well, where they're allowing property owners to put one tiny home in their backyard so that folks who want to host a person, and then we spread it out across the community so there's not a concentration.
Right.
And then we pair that with services.
The
So
Cabrini
other
Green-
states are doing it. We just haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
We don't have the political will to look for solutions.
Well, seems to me like there's a lot of political will standing out here this morning. Guess we're gonna stay organized and stay at it, folks. Thank you. On Sophia, who's with Denver Homeless Out Loud. By the way, for those of you who didn't know.
Oh, I did.
So we're gonna show you. I don't know. The sun is gonna have an impact. You might have to move angles.
You know, you got a woman with a child. Let's not have this conversation 1,000 times. All right. Hey, I'm about to cross the line and get arrested.
Who are you talking to?
Policeman. I'm teasing.
You know, that kind of thing that gets me angry.
Yeah.
You hear what he said? I said, hey, there's people going on. Why aren't you out there? He said, oh, my guys are out there. And I said, are you going to come out here? He said,
You need a on-call recorder on your phone. So when you have these conversations, there's recordings of my prayer.
hey, you got a cigarette? Wolf is a Marine, former Marine. He and I have slept in camp for like 5 years together. He's a badass.
What's going on?
And he's got housing. Woo!
You got housing.
Yeah, they just put me in right across from yeah.
Well, it's about flipping time.
The med thing. Staff Street.
Okay.
I got a motel tonight in Staff Street.
So hey, you're
Hold on. This is a friend of mine. Bruce.
go ahead. You do that first.
Tell them about your camp. Like, are you guys together? Is it a different? Who are? Is this group?
We've been together for a while. We pretty much stayed with our core group. And our core group consists of guys. Street gang started like 25 years ago. But it wasn't a gang, it's more of a family. It's treated like a family, we called them family. And what we did was we looked out for other people. If you boys give me about a half hour, I'll talk to you all you want, but I think
You gotta get yourself
Yeah, of
in.
course, brother. Of course.
Hey, I'm supposed to tell you Caterpillar and her husband say hello. They want to connect with you one of these days.
Nice.
Sandy, they had an opportunity. This brownfield wanted to be the mayor subverted it.
No, actually, it's the insurance. So it's AM Church. I just had a conversation
Yeah,
with Anna.
but again, that's subterfuge because they've already gotten 2 other churches.
Listen,
the same
the
thing.
AM Church probably has to take the time to work with the insurance policy, an agent, a representative, and we would probably need to work with the SOS camps, the inner city coalition, their coalition or whatever, to figure out what they did, the modifications to their insurance policy that allow them to house people on their property. Then we would have that information for every nonprofit to say, okay, here's the additional liability policy.
So if
that
we
you're gonna
had
need
4
for the
pieces
six
of profit, if we had 4 properties, brownfields that are kind of free and clear, unencumbered, then we could do it.
I think that there's possibilities, but I really think that what you've discovered is that it's the insurance policy that's right. And we just gotta figure out what that is.
And I'm gonna say this on record because I don't give a fuck anymore. when we started this 7 years ago, 8 years ago, living outside, it was so that we had self-governing camps. I love and respect the tiny home village. Cole has a staff of 20 now who won't return my calls anymore. And now they're working with the city and they're basically shelterizing our camps. They're basically making it so if you have a problem with alcohol, you can't come. If you have issues on it, you take head to toe. And then you asked the question, what's the youth
Here's the thing is that we can't create enough SOS camps to fill the need. So we have to have a way of determining what is acceptable. So can we agree to like 9 cents per block, and then we put them on a trash route, and then between several groups of us we provide porta potties? That's doable. I am happy to go out there and teach people how to self-govern. I am happy to go out there and establish a system for them. I'm happy to go out there and teach them how to develop these skills to be like an excellent community. But we need the city to say, okay, these are the parameters that you can work. Because right now they're just saying no camps at all. And that's just unfeasible. Where are 5,000 people in our city going to go?
Well, and when we look at the metro number,
Metro number
31,000.
31,000.
Then we've got to say we have to create a model that's repeatable, that other cities can duplicate and say, okay, so that's all.
Yeah, but Seattle's way ahead of us. Seattle's been self-governing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Back up though. See that for sale sign was not there.
No, Anna just explained that they were working with the church. The AME church. It's Tim Tyler, and they wanted to consider they were in negotiations all the equipment minor now that was an insurance job. We got to the point where the insurance company said, we're not gonna let that happen. We can't do that. So that's where I said, okay, there's gotta be a special liability policy. See, I've done a lot of different functions and events in the former insurance agent. So I recognize that if you want to hold a Burning Man or a Coachella, you buy a separate
Get a little
policy.
rider. Get a rider, right?
Exactly, a rider. When they build bridges, they actually have riders that say up to 5 people could die on the tower, right? Because that's the liability that they have to have. So I don't understand why they should get a rider. Exactly. A rider.
So that's the kind of
Remember,
stuff
like,
you raise.
Exactly.
I don't fully.
Well, but I believe what Honor says.
I believe it.
Right?
Because that's
It's 4 days old.
And I know when we did, what objectives are two deliveries it's all over on Milford. And this was one of the locations. And there was no sign. And folks were talking about the compensation. I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
they one of the members of the camp, like, I just know it's called.
Yep. Yeah, it's AME. And so that's the reality of it, is that we have these places across the city where we can provide solutions.
Well, we have
Good morning.
Good morning, hi. I'm with PJ.
Yeah, you been out to these things before?
Pardon?
You experienced this before? I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
Ashley.
I live in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
it's only my second time to visit.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Ashley. I have heard of you. And next time you come up, can you bring some Cafe Du Monde, please? That French roast is just so desirable.
So yeah. Coffee and chicken. Yeah.
about low-income fixing housing, but the violence complaints about those residents who are living in the tree line area, sidewalk, street, area. Behind us right now, where there's a it's cold. They got that
Oh, yeah, there's a bobcat. There's a bobcat. Trust me. I got you. That is a bobcat.
Yeah, they are. And that's the catastrophic bullshit that we got to deal with on a regular basis. Is they're literally, as people are trying to pack, hauling their stuff away. If there's anything that a firefighter or a police officer or one of these EHS biohazard cleanup crew members doesn't like, if they see a sharp container for diabetic fuels, if they see a pipe or some paraphernalia that just upsets them, a pea bottle, sealed in glass, a half-eaten apple, those are all considered biohazards. And therefore,
Wait, but the man says he's going to store that. Is that stuff to be stored?
yeah, in a landfill for transformation into methane gas. That's it, folks. Are you seeing it? You seeing that trash go right in? Disgusting. They're taking the house and just throwing it away.
So last week at 13th and Pearl, they were getting ready to get out.
Sorry, Joe. Hey, I wish I had the cards on.
Most of us now have to restore it.
Yo, Alex, that property manager just asked me to fight him, and then he went outside the box.
Yeah, housing, right? Yeah. Well, when you go? Thursday. Oh, nice. Nice. Congratulations.
Open and close those. Most likely.
Don't move them all in one part. Sign. That's what I'm saying, though. Park. There's no one in the park. Residents, 600 yards. So, yeah, I get it. All right. Oh, Barkley, you think should have step up a bit?
Hey, also, they just got to figure out how we can do it.
I can get one. I can go. I can rent one. How much does it cost?
Yeah, he's got my number. Yeah.
Dude, I'm broke personally.
Well, they know me, right? Actually, yes. If you were to ask the officer to pull up my name on the list here, next to my name it says "Do not harass without a warrant."
Or my Facebook post. You know, all I have to do is rely on. Oh yeah. So yeah, March. You know, how many people were arrested? March.
Or, but
For
there's,
doing nothing.
well, in Arthur Street, there were people that were living at the Southern Army shelter there, the police. They were outside, they got arrested, asking what's going on. Those guys, it's absolutely. I gotta go around my car real quick and get the water bottle. See that, that truck right there? That is here. There's probably a van over there. Utilized. So they'll help.
Okay. All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So listen,
Yeah, and we'll figure out a time. Are you planning to head to Memphis for the bridge thing? But the last week in June, I'd love to be there. They're bringing athletes, by the way, all in. We're gonna bring in everybody who is like. All in last June. I might try to sit down. So I'll sit down to the 30-30. I can only do it in limited doses. Works for the girls. Yeah.
Well, he made her gone. Trust me, when they are ready, like that, I wouldn't. Don't worry. Well, in other words, anything that they want to be, put first. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Well, it's also on my. Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I'm totally great. Yeah. Yeah.
He's what does Barkley do? He works for a foundation. He's a progressive. So he tries to get people involved. Yeah,
Are you getting this, folks? That's Bear's property. Or Wolf's property right there. They're cleaning up.
stay away.
Too dangerous. Hey.
Experience. Oh, sorry.
So,
But tell them how fun Monday was.
while we're talking about these things, folks, we want you to see what you've been purchasing with your donations at Cash App, $ Cut the Plastic, stainless steel water bottles, drinking beverage containers, coffee mugs, water bottles. This whole bag is part of that contribution that you all have made to ensure that we can make some of this more sustainable.
Hey folks, if you're watching, repost. We're in the middle of a sweep. The best thing we can do right now is repost. There's nothing else we can do except get the public involved. So, hey John, I just watched, there was a woman, John Ferguson, who had a baby here. And hey, reposting this with anyone you know is key. You'll see them, they're going to use that backhoe to literally sweep those tents. In that corner, that little man, and I use the word little, is the mayor's chief of staff, right to that corner. That's Evan Dreyer. He comes every time. There's 2 more scheduled for the next 2 days. This is to keep us activists out. My friend, my good friend, there, I want to bring you on camera. Hey, there's an advertisement there. Just came on. This is the sweep. There's that's Wolf kind of trying to get his stuff organized. But this is what they're able to take out. But they can put on one part. And then we have friends of the people that have trucks. Which, by the way, they're incidentally just going to take them to another place where they're going to need to get more tents. It's a whack-a-mole. So by the end of the day, this camp will be set somewhere else. The same exact people, because they live in solidarity, will be reset. I talked to Wolf, who's there getting his stuff together. He's been swept 7 times. Wolf has frostbite on his toe. The fences are here to keep us out. So if we went in, we would obviously have a minute to say why, but otherwise we'd be arrested. I'm on Project No Arrest. Project No Arrest PJ. 7 cop cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's 5, 6, 7 cars. And of course, you've got the Caterpillar, and then you've got the truck. So you have to figure about $3,000 an hour in resources have been deployed here for what constitutes about 15 people who incidentally are going to just be somewhere else today. So the cost of moving 15 people is about $3,000 to $6,000, and those people will be somewhere else. Imagine what you could do with 6,000 people, $6,000 to support these people. So the reason that mayor's chief of staff is here, so he's there for the politics, the optics. Evan Dreyer will talk to Michael Hancock this afternoon. Probably say that the sweep today went down with no problems. Michael will give his talk like he did last night on the state of the city and say how wonderful everything's going, and he's not using police to enforce sweeps anymore. Well, here are the police, Michael. Here are your police. Here they are. That's a tarp. Okay. Hey, can I have that tarp? There's a tarp literally going into that tarp is probably, 40 bucks. These tents, easily 150. Hey, John! Oh!
They made me say something when they put me on the spot.
Here's John.
Hi. So,
No, I wish I was.
how can I help you?
Yeah, I'll get you some.
Let's put whatever we can. And that's why I told that cop I needed.
Hey, Wolf, I need a cigarette.
If you see me here, you know it's gonna be okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I told him I was gonna kill one of them. They're like, you all right now? I'm good now. I'm just gonna wake up.
And I'm here.
Yes.
So it's gonna be okay.
You want a cigarette? No.
Y'all, if you're watching, please repost. Please
She's like,
repost.
do you have a cigarette? I'm like, I don't smoke.
No, I know you're a social worker. I'm his drug
I'm
dealer.
actually with the peer-to-peer
Yeah.
recovery resources.
Awesome.
John and I, we work
She gets
together
me all my
about
drugs.
12
Do you mind
hours
if
a
you're
week.
on?
Nicotine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, you what? You work?
I
You're
work for peer-to-peer recovery resources. It's a peer support service in the state of Colorado now. It's
Okay.
brand new.
oh,
We're
awesome.
paid by Medicaid. I work with John 12 to 15 hours a week. I'm helping him with his Medicaid.
Oh, yeah.
his
My social
disability,
security, because he's
everything like that.
Can you talk a little louder?
Oh,
Yeah.
so, I'm doing the best I can with my mask here, but it's not coming out.
okay. Well, I was
So,
just gonna say, take the damn mask off then.
We work together about 15 hours a week. Medicaid only covers 1 hour a week of mental health counseling.
Yeah.
But when it comes to peer support, Governor Hickenlooper enforced or implemented this program 2 years ago. It's a brand new program, and we could work with our clients individually for up to 15 hours a week. And
Awesome.
I
And so
promise
you're
this
trying to
guy-
place them? Are you trying to get
Yeah,
housing
I'm
placement?
trying to get him on disability. I take him to his doctor's appointment.
They wouldn't
I
give
do
me
all
regular
that.
disability though. They want to give me social security.
That's what we're trying to get him connected with right now is with a guy from Denver Human Services.
Yeah.
That can assist with the social security side of things,
Okay.
food stamps.
Yep,
Um,
he's on food stamps. He has
okay,
Medicaid,
So he has,
I
and
have
we've
food
already put
stamps.
in.
I
Okay.
should have A&D, but I
We're
don't have
working
that
on
yet.
it.
we're working
We're
on
working
that.
on that, and he's already got his disability application in.
Awesome. So the lady down here from one of the outreach people, they're going to connect him with what's called the EIT, the Early Intervention Team.
EIT?
EIT.
Okay.
So you've got some people from Denver Human Services that can kind of fast track him and kind of get him connected really quick and lead him
Okay.
through this, what he's dealing with and
Yeah.
what we've talked several times, and the roadblocks he keeps running into,
Right.
which is garbage. So hopefully this gentleman's going to help him get over those hurdles a
Right.
little quicker
Thank
and
you.
not have to deal with some of this.
Thank you.
I don't know all his capabilities, but that's who we want to get connected with him.
Okay. So
No,
what I
no,
need
much.
from you is I want you to
I don't have much just because I doctor says I have no coordination.
These people are going to be out there trying to help you, all right, to help you navigate and help you get through, hopefully, some of these issues, because what's happening to you is not right. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you so much. So
I've been
Thank
trying to
you.
do that for a lot of years.
I need you to go clean up your stuff,
Okay.
pack it up, and
I
my
need a
car's here.
cigarette from this guy.
Wolf has the cigarettes.
Oh shit.
Whoa! You got cigarette? Hey, John,
I'm right here.
John, get me one too.
Okay.
He's- So they're scrambling to get whatever else they can. Yeah, they're putting it, set it aside to be able to take it, and then if they don't get it out. Look at that. That's children's. Look, there's stuffed animal. There's a little stuffed animal in there.
Okay, close.
Hard to watch. And by the way, that police officer's legitimately wanting to help that person. But, you know, that's a person. Look, the two of them talking. While they're sweeping his stuff, they're trying to have a conversation with him about what he needs to do. Did you get me one?
Nah, I forgot what I was doing. That's why I pointed at you when I had it. I was like,
Hey, John, did you meet Ashley or you met her last night?
yes. How you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm good. Did you
You're
like
from the greatest place in the world, darling.
Did you like the jambalaya last night? Did you eat?
I didn't eat it all.
No.
But you have
I
some.
had to taste it. I had to make sure it was real Cajun food.
You got a lighter?
Because when you're yes, I do.
Good man,
Y'all, this
John.
is John. John is a badass. He's lived here.
I've lived on these streets now a year.
Tell me, do you mind telling me your backstory?
Yeah, in 2015,
About
I
it.
was working for Source Office Products, and no, I was working for Sunward Corporation on Hampton, selling steel buildings. I had a guy willing to give me 20 grand to start a steel building company, so I did. This is the hardest part. I became a millionaire. I woke up one morning to have $1.295 million in my personal bank account. And I probably didn't do everything right. I can't agree with that if I did. I mean, I took friends on shopping sprees. I spent money pretty quick, bought a nice home, and I still didn't leave the streets. That was my biggest problem. I still knew the people where I came from. You know, that's the biggest thing I tell about everybody is always remember where you come from. No matter
So you
where
were helping people.
Yeah, what's going on, helping people. I bought 10 of my closest street friends at the time, $30,000 at the Cherry Creek Mall. I let them all just go, 10 of them, and let them spend $30,000, $300,000 in one day to me. And it was to give back to what I came from the streets. I knew what it was about. I wasn't on the streets with a couple marks at the time when I got the opportunity arose, and then I became a millionaire, starting my own company, and because I didn't leave the streets, I ended up back on the street because somebody from the streets from my past, over 60 bucks, clobbered me in the head with a baseball bat 27 times.
Say it again.
Clobbered me with a baseball bat 27 times to my head, leaving me dead. I was actually found dead on arrival. They were going to zip up the body bag and put me in the morgue vehicle, and before they could get the body bag fully zipped, I started breathing. 35 minutes, 38 minutes, they say I was dead.
Here you are.
Here I am. It's hard to even when somebody tells you, yeah, I was on the other side, and the only thing I remember seeing is this lady telling me to come to her. When I came to her, I came out of my coma, which I was in for 21 days. And I stand before you today somehow. I wouldn't say I'm the most functional person, but
You're pretty functional.
for being dead, yeah. That one I will have
Thank
to
you. I
say
will be
for.
touched.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krista.
Yeah, we were, it's message. So, hey, but I got my car ready for you.
Oh, I got my letter again.
You get your,
Yeah. Anyway, I just gotta get it out.
get your mattress first. Let's put your mattress down first.
Okay.
Okay?
Hey, did I give you my lighter?
Probably. I'm a thief.
Uh,
Once a thief, always a thief.
Well, that's what they say, but
There you go.
sorry about that. My turn.
No worries. I got you.
Thank you.
Hey, John, tell us, we got trucks.
Yeah.
You guys know where you're moving to? Yeah, don't tell it anybody.
I better talk to you. Yeah, I got to get back in there somehow.
I was just saying, per hour, I look at that kind of, public, there's 10 paid public employees, probably 6 top, 4 public workers. 6, that truck, about 2 an hour. 3 hours, 6 man, 6 man. Right. Oh, we can't figure it out. It's too hard. Yeah, I just did the math in my head. Yeah. Even these individual police officers, want to get this while because that's what they said yesterday.
Excuse me, officer? Hi. I just wanted to give him my business card. Oh, here. Please forgive the handwritten. My new cards are in print.
It's all good. Is that for us or for John?
That's for you guys.
Oh, okay, awesome.
John, I'm with him 4 days a
So-
week. So
Here's what they're trying to do based on his disability.
Yep.
Based on his disability, they're going to try and put him up. Which will in turn hopefully lead to a long-term indoor replacement. The lady down there right now with the fund program to give her help. She's now trying to get a hold of the right people to get over since starting today. She's working on it. And then in turn that turns into a long-term thing. Because of what he's doing.
right, and I'm doing the best I can. I've got him in we've got doctor's appointments scheduled. You know, I've got a contact at Social Security that's been working with me that I've been talking to about this situation. He cannot remember what happened the day before. The moment he goes to sleep, and so I write our notes down. I put notes in his phone, so there's an alarm that goes off on his phone that tells him what happened the day before and what he
Oh,
did.
no, no. John, they said that not tomorrow.
Talking through what we went through, what was between everything. So I'm like, oh, yeah, it's gone. It's okay. He's my buddy.
So this will run connect them so we got him connected with this. He's got the connection to get this whole for him.
Yeah.
And if he has a way that he can have a talk to you, that kind of under his together a little bit and together.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I've only been doing this for a month and John has and like we're together 12 to 15 hours. Yeah. So I'm down for it all the time. I'm like, John, I'll be there. I'll be there for you. And I knew that he was going to get riled.
He was fine. Well, he was fine. I talked to John in the past.
Really grateful because I've managed to make progress on.
Oh, yeah.
I have a new cell phone being mailed to my own house on his behalf. You know, so we have communication. You know,
Yeah.
so there.
If you have another card,
Yes,
I'll have this lady over and talk to you.
yes. I gotta write it.
Do you have a pen?
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. I'll get this lady, if she has over talk to you. You guys can kind of coordinate together.
All right, but let's go put that in the back of the car real quick.
I don't know. Over there. Where way I it's gonna be the one right by the stoplight behind.
So you guys are not. No. What's tomorrow's?
Tomorrow is
I'd love to know if I know absolutely nothing. That's okay. I appreciate it. Well, yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
my hands are so cold, I can't, right?
Reality. Car coming out. We'll
Scares me. Done.
You're not initially. You're in it. And then I talked later. You know, he's like, well, it's not public work. It's the city.
I apologize for the really messy cards you guys. Right. My boss ordered them for me, and I'm like, they're not going to
I've never heard it even mentioned. Later.
Well, brand new to Colorado, and a lot of people don't know about it. That's one of the key.
Yeah. That's the one you forget about. Yeah.
Joe, how you doing?
Service. Anybody? No, but that's the problem. No, no, you can. That's like, yes, let me say this. Let me say this. There's a quote that I love is that when nobody's responsible, when she's not, when I'm not responsible. Look, I'm not responsible for this. I just live in the neighborhood. When no one's responsible, everyone's responsible. This is our community. Those are our neighbors. They're your neighbors. They're my neighbors. Right? When you have 10,000 people that do not have a solution in a city that says we are serving you people, that's a lot, right? Because if it's true, then you have 10,000 places for people to live. When you say, hold on, let me finish. When you say that everyone out here we can put into services, that is actually fundamentally not true because there's not enough places for everyone.
I couldn't use that because it doesn't have
So then when you say that we're here to sort of put people in the shelter, that's actually not true. Because if you did, then there's 37 other encampments. I'll take them into those shelters today. I'm not, so you're making what's institutional person. I'm saying it's, but you're the police officer. You're wearing a badge.
So,
Everyone has this house.
is that all we want? So, not enough.
Not even close.
But your job in getting out of the wash would send more of a message.
But-
It's not gonna happen.
No.
That's enough.
Thin skin? Huh? I said, you're cold with that thin skin?
I can't hear you.
I said, you're cold with that thin skin.
What skin?
I said, you're thin skin.
I don't have thin skin.
But what I'm saying is like this standoff is ridiculous because, by the way, they're doing their job. My job is to come out here, right, and witness and help realize that this is fucking insane. And we're all part of the problem. I'm part of the problem. I have a house. I just came out. We were warm. I came out here warm. These people, they're warm. Warm. You know what they're saying? Look at all these. These are people. They're not warm, right? And then you have to come in because our neighborhood is calling us out, right? And the fundamental issue is he's right. This gentleman's right. Is that in Nazi Germany, in Poland, in Warsaw, they used to do the same thing. Push people out and they would freeze them out. We're not that far away from that situation.
We're at the middle, and that's when it comes.
Nobody wants that. I'm looking at your partner who's going to sweep these tents. You saw it. If your eyes see survival here going into what he's asking, this brother's asking, is to be human, is to take seriously that we are putting people in dire.
As a society, you gotta protect.
Yeah, but you're part of that society. So help me do this. Have your don't funnel. You want to do something courageous? Keep your job. I'll help you co-write a statement to your brother and sister officer to say enough is enough. We as police officers don't want to be part of this, and we want to find solutions. Someday. What do you mean someday? All you have to do, I'm talking about you. Write a letter and support your fellow law enforcement officers to say our job is to serve and protect. It's on your logo. And so if we're serving and protecting, these people deserve to be protected.
No, I'd rather,
All right,
I'd rather that one of these officers is hanging out in the park right now and the meth dealers arrive so that like they turn from, slinging all day and hear that what? Drug addiction.
But they're not the problem, bro. It's the system. You think they could?
I don't know.
They don't want to be on camera.
Hey, Brian, could individual police officers volunteer, or can they ask us?
I think there's a rotation that they're on. So they're
Some
team.
of them, some of them are here like him. Oh,
Well, yeah, and that's their unit, right? So maybe they're trying to be a little bit more compassionate, change it from the inside. I don't know.
Or even what if they said, I don't want to be at the speech?
I don't know. It's a hard thing.
I don't know if they
Oh, there's probably. Syria does a really good job.
Oh, like be involved.
I mean, there's just things, you can still have to say. And,
Yeah, I mean, I've studied the Holocaust. Is that this idea that you're doing your job? Like, if you look at the trial, they were just doing their job. Everybody's just doing their job. Well, everyone's doing their job.
I just work in the cafeteria.
But you can hear the empathy, right? This guy wanted to talk about it. But then he's like, I can't do that. I'm like, dude, you just write a letter. They're not going to fight. No one will fire you for saying, as a police officer, I think they're better. You might be, people in your team might, disappointed in you, but you would be doing something. And I love when they're saying this. in the moment that they're sleeping.
You nuts.
Where's Eric? Are there any? Is anybody in there still? Ray's in there?
Yeah, Ray.
Where's Ray? Oh, Ray. Hey, Ray! Well, he left.
I definitely don't like being film, but I just think that they're like what they're doing is forcing genocide. They're stopping us from actually helping them. And that's the only reason the cops are here.
This fence.
The fence shouldn't be here. The cops shouldn't be here. The only person or thing that should be here is some sort of trash removal.
Oh, they're confiscating. They're confiscating porta toilets. Yeah. Oh, I'm like,
What do you think? I mean, I'm just curious.
let's stand in front of here while they're doing
I'll
it.
talk. Yeah, I'm just saying I kind of don't want. But I would love to have a conversation with Hancock.
Say it again.
I'd love to have a conversation with Hancock and say, what is the? I mean, obviously this isn't solving, right?
Right.
So what is the real purpose of this?
I think the purpose of this is for the mayor to, Michael Hancock is concerned about optics, and he's concerned about what wealthy hipsters that live in that apartment complex, that house right over there, or this house, these houses have increased in value 100% during his administration. And so his class of who elect him is who he cares about. He does not care about indigent people.
Homeowners, landowners, developers.
Yeah. He just gave his state of the city address or his listening tour last night. He's a happy guy, right? He smiles. He's not even a cruel human being. But he basically has the illusion. I've met with him at least half a dozen times. And what he says is he's like, oh, I don't want people on the streets, and so we're building housing. Here's the other. The city says housing first. We're 40,000 units short of affordable housing. So that's a whole base of absolute. It's not true. It's not true. And then the other part is these people see no evil, hear no evil. Nobody wants to really come up with solutions because they have their Nintendo system. They're comfortable. They're going to Rhino to have a beer tonight. These are not people. This is trash. This is human trash. That's what this is. We have dumpsters now, like treating people like trash.
And it wasn't. I don't know if this is. Wasn't Hancock unhoused at one time?
Was Michael Hancock unhoused? That's his shtick. Is that he lived in public housing when he was young.
Okay. So he wasn't actually.
No, he was poor at one point, I think. Look at Brian. Brian, we saw a woman come in here who had a child, right, this morning?
We did. I don't know that she was actually housed here. I think that in the encampment. I think that her maybe she was getting her grandchild, and that the street closure interrupted mom's ability to go to work on a timely fashion, because this was interrupting the morning life of housed individuals.
When we were doing this years ago, there's one piece of this puzzle that's no longer participating. When they had those environmental recycle bins where they said that anything you have, you can find recycle.
They're right there.
Oh, they are there, but they're not being used?
Yeah, they are. You're allowed up to 3 per person's property.
But I haven't seen any of them being
Taken out, filled up, and put back on.
Oh, are they?
So I have one more question though.
Sorry, PJ. I have.
What do you think the goal is?
what I mean by that is, okay, they're just going to move here, they're going to move here. So the goal, right, or what
You mean their goal?
the outcome is nothing. Nothing's
Yeah, it's
happening.
whack-a-mole.
Yeah, but
Hit it
what
here,
if, what
move
if,
there.
does he want to frustrate the unhoused so much to have them leave the state or the city?
I think
or-
what it is on a temporary basis. So I've been out here for months, and so they came and moved. It's the trash, right? Trash is one of their, and that's
But
also.
I've seen, you probably know, on Welton, near Welton, I think it's 29th and Glenarm Place. You know where that is?
Yeah, of course.
There's been at least two. There was the one sweep over the summer. Clean, super
Yeah.
clean. I think it was like 4 or 5
Yeah,
tenths.
yeah.
Super clean. They had a floor inlet that was,
Right.
clean from D-hole. It was almost the perfect encampment.
Exactly.
They still swept it.
They still swept.
So that's all. It's all bullshit,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Well, not only that, there's a group of us that are providing porta toilets
Yeah.
and dumpsters.
Uh-huh.
The police are confiscating them. They're
yeah.
confiscating them. Because if they let it just kind of overflow, then they justified speak.
Yeah. But like I said, you have the perfect encampment. That doesn't work. Nothing works. So the whole goal is to just keep inconveniencing and
Keep it. I call it subterfuge. As long as everything is in chaos, you can get away with anything. It's overwhelming. It's too big. You can't solve it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is the amount of money. I did my cowboy math. There's $6,000 in public services.
Yeah.
That truck on an hourly basis is what, $1,000 an hour for that truck?
yeah.
You got about $6,000 worth of You got like $6,000 worth of shit
Yeah.
out here. You know what $6,000 would have done to certain people?
You house them for quite a while.
What's that? The fences? Yeah. It's a nightmare. And then, I live in this community. I've actually downsized my life. I live in, what do I live in? A carriage house. All of these people have Black Lives Matter signs. All of these people have Black Lives Matter signs on their fucking doorsteps. And if they care about Black lives or any lives, why aren't they out here caring now?
I don't know if you know, across the country, I believe it's 50% of all families that are unhoused in the country. I don't know about the Denver are black lives.
Yeah.
50%, and they make up what 13% of the population roughly. So that's just, if you care about Black lives, you should be caring about the unhoused.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Impromptu interview.
Yeah. That was filmed, as you know. Look. Oh. Hard to watch.
Isn't it though?
It is hard to watch.
Well, thank you for your advocacy. Yeah.
Thank you for your advocacy. All we need is advocates.
Yeah.
Look, there's 12, 15 of us out here.
Yeah.
Imagine if people actually came out here.
I wonder if we could write a letter of resignation that took you to the side of it and then just send it to the property management.
What is it?
It's the property manager's ID.
Oh,
You want me
that guy that was over here. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is I remember what happened.
Oh, okay.
So this is the core group that comes out consistently. These 20 folks are out here every street.
And before they had the fences, we used to be able to actually help.
And yet, before the fences, we used to be able to help. The other thing they say is that they're here because of the cleaning. If I went to Arkin Street after the massive sweep, it was entrenched out, like women's bras, dog leashes.
There's, what do you call it? The claw thing, construction claw. I've never seen that till Arkansas.
You ever been to the dentist?
Cherry picker.
For a cleaning
Yeah.
and have them remove all your teeth?
Is it cherry picker? Cherry picker.
They had teeth.
Yeah.
And so, y'all, while this is happening, awesome human beings have come with their own personal pickup trucks and trucks, and they are literally starting to put folks. And incidentally, there'll be another camp today. Look, Michael Hancock, there'll be a camp today as a result of this. Whoa.
Oh yeah, fuck Michael Hancock.
Yeah, you can yell it. I love it.
I will, but I'm also down. I'm a fisher in town, and I would have loved to tell you. Could we do?
Why the hell you supposed to pass We're working on actually the template for the map. We got it down so I can digitally print 4 map spaces at a time. And then this week we're going to drop and I'm making it up. What I think and we're ready to start. We was talking about
You know, even as insane it is, look at how many good things.
So basically, you found the initial 2 order. So it's like $500. And then you drop ship on ship. You advertise it.
Are you out here often?
Yeah.
I moved down here.
So after 3 cycles of running, you don't have to buy food from
Yeah,
so by the time you get the 200
I have to do one problem. Wanted to take me out. So I left the city here. I have daughter.
so that at the end, at my 4th time, you're going to say that
I was arrested.
because of it's pretty hard. And it's really hard because and I also think it's more digital. So, we're doing it's a whole yeah, we have and he does some good for some stuff. But yeah, it's something like this is doable and walk them out. No, this is street there.
I was gonna say because if you need an attorney,
And see with this one, we cut them out and then we print them out.
yeah, of course.
We're doing
Yeah, and I'd love to. I
we're
was
doing it
telling
like
you,
pure maps.
my- I've been
And then
doing
I
this
cut
too long.
and then I
to think
put all
of us being righteous and change our own thing.
so
We've
like
got to get
this
at the
thing
table.
we made back in
I agree.
June.
I think
Probably the last 30, 45. Come on now, so I watch them 5 times a week. And then we're 5 naps, 5 naps a day. Take my naps every hour. Oh, what is it? But that's like that. You don't think about it, the road costs, you know, come around, $2
basically spent my whole life out in the area, and then last 2 years I was
UMass honors. Good school. Usually that's social
But
work.
the idea is you watch them.
septic.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to do
Right.
that. That's cool.
And that defeats the purpose.
It's so stupid. It's like basically the
Well,
second
so
that like I got, or like
I'm cut the
so
plastic,
there was
I'm
a
gonna
year in
get my
between
hand on the
like
camera.
settled
But
down.
my mentality.
Got 8
So
months and
we
then
are
the
trying to
pandemic hit,
create
and I
this
started
sustainable
thinking, like,
construction. The idea that cloth is
paper. Like wow,
paper,
like this is more than just
and they.
I'll get you some cigarettes.
Of course.
Go grab some cigarettes. I got you.
Okay. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm fine, by the way.
Well, history. Study it. It's, you know Howard.
Yeah.
Not really. I knew him before he died. He was doing sitting at development. That's what he told me. Doing sitting. Like the company, I'm out of professor. They fired me.
So this week,
So we have got to get out of that.
You learn about how the universe is.
Not really, no. If I take my lesson. Oh shit. Probably sorry. I thought you were talking about soccer. Soccer. I don't
He was like, well, I
and
got
I
it, but
don't
I'm like, I'm not, I'm following.
And they were
They
swords.
Yeah,
What did they say? They won't take
like done my
Or your
Or
marks?
on my map.
They'll take everything else as story.
Because we have a house. I got this big down and I want to put it on food. And it's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna do it.
People call themselves Gary.
$5,000, $2,000, whatever, up front to my box in the warehouse. Because you know you're good to keep those books, right? So you kind of reach out and
So it's kind of almost like,
where we're just to beginning and get the art out there for others to pick what up to do.
Well, the problem now is, who was
Every one of them, and the fourth one would be.
it? It was actually Zen, Howard Zen, had this article said, "I am not a Marxist," and it was Genesis Marxist. Marxism.
When I see a lot of great
Once
art,
we
for
codify
example,
ideology,
it's a meaning.
the meaning is
We
emerging.
can take a meaning and digitize it,
The whole
and
right
turn it on, do the thing, and there you are. It's
I
done.
want to make it seem the developers.
And about Paulo Freire, making all these white
I want
feminists
to
misogynist. And Angela Davis,
So this is where your artist comes from. This is where your artist comes from. Where's that cool?
I think I know a tattoo artist. And then we could do
so yeah, let's stay connected. So we gotta get people at the table. How are you?
The big thing that he loves.
I could imagine.
Yeah, so they're in
I could imagine.
press. They're only doing it by themselves. They had no my voice. But I did go started an instrument called Online Music, and that's where I got it.
Is that Ray?
Yeah, that's what it says on the back of it. It says
He's a
online.
good man. Stick with him.
Great.
Yeah.
Getting somewhere else, so I got my bag.
Hey folks, thanks for hanging out all morning. We're gonna kill the stream and call it a day. Thanks for being here, PJ, and on up from D-Hole, all those that are out, keeping an eye. Thank you to Leslie Boslar. Thank you very much. Homes Not Handcuffs for your donation. We're gonna cut the feed so I can have some private conversations, and we'll be out here doing this again. Have a great day. Oh, before I forget, those donations that come in to $ cut the plastic to my Cash App directly will be used for sustainable beverage containers.